Like I know you see it in your comment section with people believing that stuff.
I'm not mad at anybody for believing anything. I just have an issue with somebody not having open mind to maybe a different perspective on certain things.
Right.
When you so close-minded just because of a book or just because of a religion or something was put on you, you don't even know where your original origin came from. If you even care to look, it just kind of, I close the door on the conversation. That's
all. But that's that with that particular incident right there. Well, another incident that happened, was a young lady in Fort Worth, Texas, that was killed by a police officer. This police officer was arrested. SamAnt said that he seen Ice Cube had made a real profound comment about that we'll get to.
Yeah, man. As you were going through the 1-2 in the beginning of the podcast, I was going on Ice Cube's Twitter, and he said this and more, man. He had a mouthful to say. He said, "Now we need a conviction with no hugs from the judge." Now, we all know what he's talking about. A Texas police officer who shot and killed a woman in her home has been charged with murder. If you have not heard the story, we'll give you the backstory, but let me give you these tweets. First off, Ice Cube then said, "We need murder charges and prison time for this animal." The police officer accused of shooting and killing Atiana Jefferson through a window in her home has resigned and may face charges. The Fort Worth, Texas interim police chief says this was a couple days ago. Then he said, "What the F is wrong with the Dallas Fort Worth police? What kind of training are they getting? Second unarmed black person killed in their own home." Oh God, I don't know if you got the backstory up, but I do want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about what Ice Cube said?
Yeah, I think it's I believe it. It's inexcusable. We know. I haven't got too deep into it like that, but we know that pretty much a cop shot a lady inside her house. The lady did nothing wrong, or anything like that. But we just seen this last thing that was in the media with the situation with Botham Jean, and that was just disgusting how that whole thing played out. So now something else in the mainstream media, people do not want to see that again. Now I'm gonna say this: to me, it's not really a big deal that the cop got arrested. I'm just not moving me.
He's already out on bail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's probably gonna get we've seen this storyline play over and over again. Why do we think that it's going to be any different now? Because the woman is black? No. I mean, I don't have any faith, especially in an area like Texas. He may get 7-8 years. Who knows? I mean, it's just not a big. I don't get moved by the arrest.
No,
he should be getting. Actually, my dad he sent me something this morning. And he was showing me something where a guy got, let me get the exact thing right here. Black man gets 20 years for dog fighting, and a cop got 10 years. So it's just like, come on, man. This system, we were just talking about, Judge Brinkley and Michael Rubin saying what he said. The system is skewed, it's flawed, and I don't think anything's going to happen substantially to this cop. As a matter of fact, I think he'll probably do less than 10 in this one, maybe. We'll see. I'm not moved, Sam. I'm just not.
I'm gonna read the backstory. I don't even know what to say. A white officer who shot and killed a black woman Saturday through a back window of her home bonded out of jail Monday after he was charged with the woman's murder. Police in Texas said Tuesday. Fort Worth Police Lieutenant Brandon O'Neill said the officer involved, identified as 34-year-old Aaron Dean, failed to announce himself as a police officer before he fired a single shot that struck and killed Atiana Jefferson, 28. The shooting happened around 2:25 in the morning Saturday after a neighbor called a non-emergency line to report her home's front door had been left open. Atiana Jefferson's 8-year-old authorities confirmed an arrest warrant affidavit released Tuesday that Atiana Jefferson's 8-year-old nephew was in the room with a Fort Worth police officer shot and killed her inside her Tarrant County home on Saturday. Authorities said Jefferson cried out after an officer identified as 34-year-old Aaron Dean shot her through a window while responding to a call. Her neighbor investigator said Jefferson's neighbor had noticed her front door was open in the pre-dawn hours Saturday, and he called the police non-emergency line to have them perform a welfare check. Jefferson's nephew told a forensics interviewer he was playing video games with his aunt when she heard noises from outside her home. He told authorities she took her handgun from her purse and pointed it toward the window before she was shot.
Man, sounds like, man. And, in Texas, they all strapped up down there.
Legal.
Yeah, and it's like.
She's allowed to protect her home.
Yeah. Maybe, maybe she should have got it off a little sooner, but God rest her soul. It's a sad situation, but it happens. Things like this happen all the time with the police officers. And it just right now, this story is in the mainstream media. Condolences to the family. I mean, we look at the circumstances of the story, you can see clearly that the cop was in the wrong. There was no need for him to even do that at all. But again, it's now you say that she pointed the gun. It's even a bigger chance I see this guy maybe getting off with this now.
You know what the sickening part about this? He didn't announce himself as a cop. He should have got his head blown off. Let's just keep it 100. She's in her home. She feels threatened. She's legally allowed to carry that gun. Somebody walks to your house. It could be an intruder. She's allowed to blow his head off. It is what it is. Or I don't know. They got the buckshots and then the deer shot to the buckshot. I don't know how that worked down there, but she's legally allowed to do that.
Right.
What makes me sick is, I got a daughter. She's 4 years old. And her mom was telling me stories like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up, baby? She wants to be like daddy. She sees daddy on YouTube. She sees daddy singing. She wants to do that. I felt great. So I asked her, baby, what do you want to be when you grow up? She tells me a cop. And I go, no, the fuck you're not.
Right.
And she doesn't understand. She sees the officer. She hears nothing but great things going on. And my son, 11, sees something totally different because daddy gets pulled over and he's scared to death because this cop's looking at daddy and daddy's looking back at him and he doesn't know if daddy's going to make it out of this.
Right.
There's something terribly and seriously wrong with the dynamic on who feels safe with police and who doesn't. I've seen Instagram posts where people were saying, don't call the police. If you're black, call this, but don't call the police. It should not be that way. We should we should feel safe and comfortable calling them too. But the problem is they're surrounded by this code, and it's such a code that even the good ones will not speak out against the piles of shit that they have throughout these precincts, doing terrible things, giving a bad name to those who are doing good. And then you see we got to protect blue. We love blue, drawing the lines in the sand like, okay, no, we're taking blue over humanity and lives, period. Damn the fact that we're black and we're getting shot out here. We're human beings and we're getting shot out here. They don't see none of that. And now they're making profit off of that. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I just think it's the way, there's just so much that goes into that. I just think it's the whole structure of how the police is set up. Yeah, people need them. You kind of need them to a certain extent because of just the presence and everything. But really think about it, man. When do they really ever stop something? They are only thing they ever doing is pretty much giving out tickets, trying to catch people and things like that. But they're not like really stopping crime from really happening. They're showing up after the fact. But I just think it's a lot we can get into. I'm not going to get into it now because of the time that we have about what I feel really about the police department. But I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. We'll keep it at that right now. We'll talk behind the scenes and we'll get into this topic a lot deeper. Yeah. But we all know how wars are won.
Yeah. So, with that being said, man, great show. Episode 246 of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. If you stayed the whole time, if you're loving the content, please do not forget to hit that 5-star rating and make sure that you leave a comment there. And don't forget to subscribe to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Man, we truly, from the bottom of our heart, appreciate each and every person that stuck around and listened to the content that we had to present today. And we hope that you will definitely come back and invite a friend with you, text it to a friend, and